What's going on, people? It's your boy H2 Times. It's another great Monday night, man. Got the vibes in, chilling, music's playing, and I'm here with a new host. New guest, not host, new guest. If you haven't noticed, it's my boy Abdi Shalom. What's going on, guy?
Yo, yo, what's going on? What's going on?
How's the week?
Happy to be.
How's the week holding?
It's busy and it hasn't even started really.
Really? Well, let me tell you a little bit about what H2 Times went through, right? First and foremost, Houston is in Houston. That's first and foremost, right? Your boy drove from Vegas to Houston. Just need a little fresh start. On just life, bro. I just needed to do a little reset, and I decided that moving here was actually the best idea for me. Now, if you didn't know, your boy Abs, me and him have been friends for a very, very long time.
Yeah, tell me about
Very long
it.
time. And it gets to the point where sometimes I don't really like him that much. You know what I'm saying? Just sometimes, not all the time.
this is news to me.
No, it's just sometimes. Sometimes it's nothing too crazy. You get on my nerves sometimes. That's all it is. But beside all that, it's a great dude, man. Great guy. Great guy, this guy. And he gave me the opportunity to come out here and show face. I was actually not even recently. I was originally supposed to be out here, but plans changed and whatnot. Went out to
I
Vegas.
know, right? That's crazy.
Met some great people. Started a podcast, which has been fun, especially with everybody in here being super. I'm not gonna say nice, more like very supportive of the craft. The only reason I keep it going is because I get good report from you guys. So if you're watching on YouTube now, check us out on Twitch. Check me out on Twitch. Check the vibes, no spaces. I'm usually gaming, talking about random stuff, doing some would you rather, stuff like that. But yeah, let's just get into it, man. It's your boy H2 Times. I'm out here in Houston, and I got a new guest, and I wanted to test his knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too crazy. Here on Check the Vibes, I like to do a little game called Who Am I? I'm going to give you a short description, a little story, or just a little synopsis on somebody's life, whether it be nonfiction or fictional, and
Okay.
you and the audience have to guess.
Okay.
First one, who am I? I've always felt out of place, an outsider whenever I went, never quite belonging in the world. My journey began in a cold, unforgiving land where I was rejected for what I became after a strange twist of fate. A gift or a curse? It's hard to say. I've devoted my life to learning and helping others through my appearance often, though my appearance often makes them hesitant to trust me. Despite my timid nature, I've proven my worth to those who sail with me. Under the right conditions, my strength is unmatched, though I prefer to heal rather than harm. There's a part of me that transforms into something others might fear, yet deep down, all I want is acceptance. Who am I?
Wait, read that one more time.
One more time for people in the back. I've always felt out of place, an outsider whenever I went, never quite belonging in the world. My journey began in a cold, unforgiving land where I was rejected for what I became after a strange twist of fate. A
Okay.
gift or a curse?
See, I think I know, and I'm gonna throw it out there.
Let
Are
me
you
finish.
Chopper?
Let me finish. We got to let the people get a chance too, right?
Okay.
I've devoted my life to learning and helping others though my appearance often makes them hesitant to trust me. Despite my timid nature, I've proven my worth to those who sail with me. Under the right conditions, my strength is unmatched, though I prefer to heal rather than harm. There's a part of me that transforms into something others might fear, yet deep down, all I want is acceptance. Who am I? Now,
I think I know who you are.
Now, if you can guess in the comments, let me know down below who you think it is. But, Abs, let's hear it. Who do you think it is?
I think you're Chopper.
Chopper? Final answer?
Yes.
I am Chopper.
Okay.
So that's the first one. Okay, you got the first one. I'm going to have to step up my game next week.
Okay. I do have a like. What am I?
What am I?
Yes.
Okay, let me get this second who am I in, and then we'll go with your game. Heard you?
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
Second one. Now, for the people at home, if you can guess before your boy Abs, let me know what timestamp that you guessed. Who am I? I live in the shadows, but my name is known far and wide. I've mastered the art of blending into any situation, whether it's high circles of society or the darkest corners of danger. My loyalty is unshakable. Though my methods can be cold and calculated, often leaving destruction in my wake, elegance and charm as much as my weapons as the gadgets at my disposal. Though few know the weight I carry from the lives I've taken, my line of work requires precision and detachment, yet there's always a deeper mission beneath the surface. I am bound to serve, though I often walk a path that blurs the line between justice and vengeance. Who am I?
I want to say Eminence in Shadow.
Eminence in Shadow?
Yes.
So I will give you the first hint. This is a fictional character.
That really doesn't help.
The first hint is a fictional character. So technically non-fiction, but it's a real person. Second hint, it is a guy.
It is a fictional character.
It's a fictional character, technically non-fiction, but he is real. Not necessarily based on the true person, but everything about him, you can find some type of
Doctrine?
document.
Oh, document. I don't know. You got me on that one.
The second Who Am I was James Bond.
Ah.
So technically nonfiction.
You know what's crazy? Is because when you were saying it like originally, the first person I thought was Shadow from Spy X.
Yep.
Spy X Family.
Right.
Literally, that was the first thing that came to my mind. But the more I listened, the more it aligned with more of what Eminence is about.
Big anime guy. If you don't know what Eminence Shadow, we'll talk about it a little later. I do have it planned. If you read the title already, I do have it planned. We are going to talk a little anime, but we're going to get into that later. Eminence Shadow was a really good anime. I think it came out with the second season already, or it's going
it's on its third
season. So it came out with the second season already, and it's on its third season, which is kind of crazy.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I can check this now, but I believe the third season is already out. They're going to be working on the fourth season.
Oh, things I didn't know. But
yeah,
before we get into that, let's go ahead and go with your game. You said, what am I?
Yes, what am I?
Talk to me.
All right. What has cities but no houses? Mountains but no trees? Waters but no fish? What am I? Again.
Yep, give it to me again.
What has cities but no houses? Mountains but no trees? Waters but no fish?
I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. You gotta have to give me that answer.
You don't want to try to take a guess, take a stab at it?
Take a gander. If I were to take a gander at it, right? Let's see. Nah, nothing comes to immediate mind. If you figured it out in the comments, or if you heard it before, and you're watching this on YouTube, check down. Let me know in the comments. What do you think this is?
Let me say it one more time. What has cities but no houses? Mountains but no trees? Waters but no fish?
Is it the ocean?
No. Good guess.
Well, it wouldn't be the ocean because you said no fish. No, I don't. I don't have it. You gotta tell me what it is.
Archie, you give up?
Yeah, I give up. Go ahead. Tell me what it is.
A map.
A map. I would have never guessed that. If you guessed it, let me know in the comments. I feel kind of silly for that one. Nah, I feel a little silly for that one. It was a good one. Definitely a good one because I wasn't getting that. I wasn't getting that.
Yeah, it's a map. A map has cities. It has mountains, and even has oceans or waters. But
I heard you. Next topic that I have today. I did want to talk about H2 Times moving to Houston. I do have my boys out in Vegas. They are going to be here next week. So if you're missing them, I apologize. Go ahead and just let me know in the comments. Bring Brian and Too Cool for School back. Just let me know in the comments how we doing. But let me tell you, man, 20 hours. It's no joke. Driving 20 hours, man. Mind you, I did it straight. Stop for gas, maybe stop to stretch my legs, but I was on that highway from Vegas to
Texas. Listen, I made that same drive to Florida before. You know how many times I have driven to Florida? That's a 19-hour drive?
Bro, it's long, bro. And then last time I checked, it was around like 16, 18. So give or take, yeah, you're looking at a nice little drive. But on the way here, there was a lot of things that I've noticed. One, climate is a thing, bro. When I say like different cities smell like different cities, there's parts in Texas that smell rank, right? I went through New Mexico. There was a I stopped at I think it was like a 7-Eleven, and I just smelled nothing but like food. You feel me? Mind you, there could have been like a little barbecue close or something like that, but I could do nothing but smell food, man. And that was a thing as well. Another thing about the drive was, and if you've experienced this, let me know. The left lane. There's some people that just don't get it. Move over. You feel me? Get into the right. There's only 2 lanes usually on those long highways. And when I tell you, if you get stuck behind, well, first of all, if you get stuck behind 2 semis, side to side, just know they racing. They trying to figure out who's getting in front of who. And I could not stand it. It pissed me off. It pissed me off. Like on another levels of just not being happy. Man, getting stuck behind a semi sucks. Mind you, getting stuck behind 2 semis?
Hey, speaking of driving long hours, story time of me going to Florida one time. This was years ago. This is back when I had a 2012 Honda Civic. It sat low to the ground. I love that car. Anyways, I was on my way to Florida, visiting family. It was like a vacation for me. And now you're talking about highways that had 2 lanes.
Right.
Have you ever been on one that just had one lane
driving
this way, one driving that? Yep. See, I've been in on plenty of those. And usually you have your courteous people that, when they see you driving and like you got some speed on you, they will pull over to the side and let you pass, rather than obstruct.
Right.
Tell me why there was some asshole, for lack of a better word, that stayed in the lane. As a matter of fact, it was a game to this person. Every time in my attempts to try to go around this person, they would speed up. So I'm driving, I'm doing like 80, 85 miles an hour. The person, he's doing like, I want to say close to 60. Anyways, obviously I closed the distance between us. He's just driving 60 miles an hour. I'm like, okay, cool. Traffic is coming, oncoming traffic on the other side. I'm like, okay, cool. I gotta wait. I'm waiting. Once I get a good enough distance where I could possibly go around this person, the asshole had the audacity to speed up.
I'm weak. Did they slow down when you got back?
Yes. And when I got back behind them, they slowed down. This time they wasn't driving 60. They dropped it down to 40.
Jeez, man. He was not messing with you.
When I tell you this went on for about 20 minutes.
And I tell you something, 5 minutes on a freeway is pretty quick, right? 15 to 30 feels like forever, especially if you're going to speed limit.
Oh, hold on, because the story gets a little bit better.
Talk to me.
He I don't know what it was, but this person was on a little trip because he dropped down to even 20. He never came to a complete stop, but he was crawling on the freeway. I don't understand why.
Nah, he was.
And every time I tried to get over to go around him, you would hear his engine rev in order to give himself gas to stay ahead of me. And if I were to go along with him, I'm finna run smack into oncoming traffic. Right. So I have to jump back over behind him.
Nah.
The last time, on our last time doing that, I say this with my chest. I got so close to his car that I started to kiss his car.
I'm weak.
My car sat low to the ground. So once I touched his car and I could feel my car touch his car, I revved the gas. I gave it so much gas that I lifted the back of his car.
I think I've heard
no. Yes, I took off. I'm giving my car as much gas as I could. I get us up to maybe 60 miles an hour. Mind you, his drive was in the rear wheels. So his back tires were just going. But he wasn't getting no traction.
Because he was right behind him. And I hate people like that. Like, come on now. Like, if you don't have nowhere to go, like, keep that to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got somewhere to be, and I don't like being on the road all day. Like, I could be on the road for a couple of hours, you feel me? But all day, mind you, driving slow behind you.
So after I got us up to like 60 miles an hour, I slammed on my brakes, which caused the back end of his car to slide off of mine. When his back tires hit the ground, when I tell you he started fishtailing, it was funny. It was ironic. I actually wanted him to wreck. He recovered, and he pulled over to the side of the road and let me pass.
Right.
And to which I kept driving. I drove, I don't know for how long, but I ended up pulling over to a gas station, and the guy behind me actually stopped and was like, "Oh my God, thank you," because he was pissing me off too.
Not the whole line of people not messing with this one dude. It's crazy.
I'm trying to tell you, because it was like, why? Like, I can understand that if this was like a 5-lane freeway and you want to drive slow for whatever reason, then by all means. But this is our only means of transportation. Why are you holding us up? Man. This is not funny. Like, I'm trying to go, and every time, and like I said, I didn't want any issues or problems with him. Right. Let me go. Why the fuck are you? Why continue to antagonize people? Like, road rage is a real thing.
I'm telling you right now, me driving from Vegas to Texas, not even just driving that distance, right? Driving period behind like people that just don't care to go nowhere. Like, why? Like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, move out the way. Like, misery loves company, and like, if you're doing a long drive, man, I don't want to accompany you with your misery. Come on now, help me out. Help me help you. You feel me?
All right. I do want to clarify. When I was thinking about Eminence and Shadow, when I equated all of the seasons, it was actually for Overlord. Eminence and Shadow only has 2 seasons. They will be working on their third.
I was right.
Yeah.
I was right. I like that, right?
But Eminence and Shadow, where Eminence and Shadow reigns supreme, is they have more episodes per season than Overlord.
So I mean, if we're gonna get into it, we might as well get into it. Some anime. Me and Ab's been we connected through video games, but then I realized that he liked anime as well. So we got that got a lot of conversations in when it comes to anime, period. And for the people on YouTube watching this live podcast, whether you're watching it live or you're watching it pre-recorded, Let me know what's your favorite anime, and we're gonna get into ours. So recently, there's been a lot of stuff that's been released in the past. I want to say 3 years. Even McDonald's had their own little anime characters and whatnot, which was pretty decent. I'm not gonna say it was cool or anything like attractive, but it was pretty decent. Nonetheless, I do want to hear about some animes that I haven't heard of before. So one I will give, right? It is an OG, and they ended up bringing it back to do like another season type of thing, or like a remake. It was called Trigun, Trigun. Really good anime. It's old school. It's about basically this dude in a red coat who is a master marksman, never misses a shot, and if he does miss a shot, he didn't miss his shot. I thought it was pretty cool. So if you have the time, look up Trigun. I believe it's on, I'm sure it's on Crunchyroll, and I'm sure it's on Hulu. But yeah, take some time, go look up Trigun, see how you like it. Maybe even go on YouTube and look up some quick clips. I find it very interesting. Every episode was a toe grabber. I was on my toes every time. You feel me? Gripping the floor, trying to figure out what's gonna happen next. And that's what I look for in anime, whether it be like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, or you know, any of those older ones that have that nostalgic feel. Trigun is on that level as well. You just have to be patient, all right? For episode 1, it's a little slow. But once you get to like episode 3, once you get to episode 2, 3, you're hooked. So let me hear about yours.
In terms of anime that are not as popular or mainstream, one that I would recommend is Batoon. BTOOM.
Mm-hmm.
It's a survivor anime. You have a whole bunch of people that are dropped on the island, and they have to essentially just survive until the end.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't fight in traditional ways. They fight with bombs.
Oh, so it's the last one standing.
Essentially, yes.
Mm-hmm.
As the anime progressed, more and more details about why they there begins to be unfolded. And one character, which is the main protagonist, he actually has a short-term amnesia because he doesn't remember how he even got to the island.
Mm-hmm.
But come what may, by the end you really are rooting for him. It has some of everything. It has a drama, it has action, it has heartfelt moments, it has every emotion that you could have in an anime. Hell, even what would you do in a lot of those types of situations. Right. It has psychological thriller. How far are you willing to trust somebody that you just met on an island that's designed to kill you?
Interesting. If you watched it before, or if you're going to give it a watch, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Let me know how the first episode went for either or Trigun or you said Batoon, BTOOM.
Yes.
Sounds pretty. It sounds pretty cool. I think I've seen that one before. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I've recommended it to if you're a friend of mine's. I've recommended it to you before, at least once, maybe twice.
I'm sure if I watch the first episode, I'm definitely gonna remember it because it sounds familiar. It sounds like I feel like the beginning of it, and I won't give anything away, especially if you're planning on watching it. But I feel like the beginning of it was everybody in a plane, like a whole bunch of random people in a plane. And you know what? I did watch it because didn't someone have tracking bombs?
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
I do remember. I do have to get a little refresh on it. It was definitely interesting. I will say it's not like a starter anime, but it is definitely if you watch anime before and you enjoy it, that's something that I would definitely get into. Batoon was, I think I remember it. I don't remember the plot exactly as far as the plot twist or what happened to the end, but I remember there was people that teamed up and everybody was keeping their techniques a secret unless you've seen it type of thing. And then there was little drops and whatnot of food that people had to get, but it was only limited. I do remember this anime. But definitely,
And then there was a kid that was on the island. I'm not gonna give anything away, but him, the main character, and the kid actually fight. The kid was a listen. Underestimate somebody if you want. It'll be the last mistake you make.
Especially on a free for all type of thing. I don't know. If I see a kid, I feel like I'm gonna let my hand out. But if he's coming to kill me, what would you do? If a kid come around and you try to eat me, what would you do? You killing that kid or what?
That's that kind of brings back the whole conversation I had with my brother before about how many preschoolers or kids could you theoretically take in a fight?
I'm weak. I've had this conversation before. I think it was like 5th graders though. But yeah, how many kids do you think you can take before you tap out?
Because like they're all rushing you. Right. Regardless of how strong you are, you can throw them off. You're going to get tired eventually.
100%. So let's say it like this: if you had, let's say you had 3 rounds, right? 3 rounds, and each round there's a different amount of kids in there, and each round is, let's say, 5 minutes, right? How many kids you think you beating up in those 3 rounds?
And is there an unlimited amount of kids?
Oh yeah. They come at you in waves. Round 1 for the first couple of 30 seconds, maybe.
I'm not gonna lie. If I was ever put in that situation, as bad as it sounds, I'm gonna destroy the first kid so bad that it will strike fear in the rest. I don't want what he just got. Type B.
Well, you heard it first from Check the Vibes. Abs is beating up kids if he had to, and it sounds like he wants to. That's crazy. That's crazy.
No, you're telling me how many kids I think that I can beat if they came at me? Mm-hmm. A limited amount of them. Mm-hmm. Like, at the end of the day, they are still children.
If you like beating up kids, you could just say that. If you like the thought of beating up kids, you could just say that.
At the end of the day, they are still kids.
Facts.
Right?
Facts. Yep.
So, kids also experience fear.
I'm yelling at these kids, bro. Every one of them, and the first one to throw a punch, I'm blocking. Come on now, I'm not beating up no kid. It's H2 times, man. I'm not.
You better than me. You are better than me.
I'm screaming. Kids get scared with loud noises. I'm banging pots together or something like that. Throwing a whole bunch of threats. I ain't beating up no kid. But if the kid
kids
got a
bomb,
true. these what do they call it? YGNs, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead. Breed. Yell at them if you want.
Different breed, bro. There's too much going on in the world right now where you could say a kid is safe because they ain't safe, bro.
Yell at them if you want. All right.
Nah, that's something different for sure. I'll say okay. So now that we got Batum and Trigun out, I think there's a couple more animes that I would like to recommend. There's one right now on Netflix. This is not what's it called, a promotion or anything of that sort. It's just credit where credit's due. Ippo no Hajime. Oh, Hajime no Ippo on Netflix. It's a boxing anime. We did talk about it with B Dog before. But if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it, man. It's a really good. It's about boxing, right? About a kid who he wasn't necessarily bullied, but he didn't have a lot of going for himself, especially like in popularity, right? Then he picks up boxing just to exercise and whatnot. He finds love for it out of nowhere, and then becomes one of the best boxers in his town, maybe even in the world. But you gotta go watch it to see it. It's a really good one. Talk to me. Do you have any recommendations for the people at home?
Honestly, for recommendations, yes. Like, this isn't sponsored or anything, but Bleach has always had a soft spot in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was among the first, if not the first anime that I watched. Like, okay, let me rephrase that. It was the first anime that I initially went and looked up and watched episode by episode, like on my phone or tablet or whatever the case is, in order to watch it. But I did watch a little bit of anime growing up, Naruto episodes on Adult Swim when I used to stay up past, my bedtime.
Nights.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
There was Inuyasha. Inuyasha was another one.
Inuyasha. But it's
Yes,
okay. We're not gonna go into that. Inuyasha was a pretty good one. It's a really old one as well. Not like really old. It's just it has its time. You can see after watching like the first episode, it's time for sure. It's back then.
But my point is, like, Bleach was the first anime that I actually looked up and started watching episode by episode.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, actually, Bleach was the anime that I got familiar with the actual term anime.
Heard you.
So, like I said, Bleach has always had a soft spot in my heart. And as far as for recommendations, I really do recommend their later seasons that they have been releasing, the 1,000-Year Blood War.
Yeah, but you can't watch. I mean, you can, but you miss out on a lot of the story if you do. And you do need, because Bleach is definitely one of those that have hell of filler episodes.
Oh yeah. I will give you that. Bleach is not, it doesn't follow even though it was or is in the big three in terms of anime that was popularized in the West.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't follow the same format that a lot of shonen anime tend to follow.
Meaning,
like you have the like you have your protagonist and like his wilder than life dreams that he aspires to be. Naruto, he wants to be the Hokage. Asta wants to become the Wizard King. Midoriya wants to be the number one hero. I can go down the list of many different shonen protagonists that have this dream that they want to make reality, and whether it be physical limitations, lack of power, or whatever it is that holds them back. Luffy wants to become the Pirate King. I can go Goku, the greatest fighter in the universe. Ichigo he doesn't fall into that category. He only fights to protect. You will never see him be like, "Oh, I'm gonna be the soul, the Sarate King." No, that wasn't him. Even though they do have a hierarchy and a power system, Ichigo has never been one. He's a reactionary character.
He's more.
That's the best.
He's more in like he got to do whatever he got to do to protect those close to him. And I do like Bleach. I'll give credit's due. Bleach is one of those animes that you kind of root for the people, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes even the villains, you root for the villains sometimes because maybe their backstory ain't that bad, and that's what Bleach gives you. There's a lot of good guys in Bleach that have like villainous ways. There's one in particular that I'm thinking about. You just gotta go watch it. If you've already watched it, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Let me know down below who I'm talking about. But yeah, Bleach is definitely one of those animes that gives you a little bit of everything. I can't say it gives too much romance though, but that's not really what it's focused on. You know what I'm saying? It's more like, what is the protagonist gonna do this time to get out of the issue that they're facing? I didn't say they don't have romance. I said it's not filled with romance. I saw your face.
Because like I kind of have to disagree with you on that.
That they do a lot of romanticizing in Bleach.
Yes, I mean take Rangiku and her story and everything that was filled up. Right, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but the whole reason why Gin did what he did in his entire like story arc, especially when it came to a head. Take Renji. Renji always had a thing for
Rukia?
For Rukia.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I will say this, that a lot of the Bleach romance, if you want to even call it that, it was unrequited, or it was one-sided until the end of the story.
Right.
And yes, I do wish that maybe they would have touched on it a little bit more. But to say that it didn't have those elements, I didn't disagree.
You see, there you go again. I didn't say it didn't have those elements. I said it's not focused around that. It's more. Bleach is one of those animes, and we could talk about this for a little bit too. But Bleach is one of those animes where, it's like a Star Wars story. You feel me? If you ever watch Star Wars, you know that the good guys barely win. Good guys barely win. Point blank period. For years now. Good guys will win one part of the war, and then the second part is they can't do nothing about it. And the same thing with Bleach. Bleach, he comes through a lot of trials and tribulations. Mind you, he is one of those protagonists that just pulls the power out of his ass. You feel me?
No. That's what we're not about to do. That's what
you don't think he's protected by plot?
Ichigo
himself.
Yeah, Ichigo himself.
Yeah.
No.
Bull crap. Chad has had too many losses. Orihime has.
And you don't think Ichigo has it? And you don't think Ichigo has it?
And that's what I'm saying. Every time he comes back, he pulls something out of his rear end.
How? Explain.
Okay.
Give me.
So first and foremost, he started off as a substitute. I'm not going to give out too much because if you haven't watched it before, you haven't watched it. If you have, you understand what I'm saying at this point. But he started off as a substitute, right? Went from a substitute to still being a substitute, but realizing that he has a second society that he is a part of, right? But that doesn't come out till way later. But it does do a lot of foreshadowing in the beginning because it was like, you're not a regular, soldier.
And why was that?
Because of his heritage.
His parents.
Yeah, his heritage.
His parents.
Yeah.
Okay, so now continue, because I want to understand, how is he protected by plot when this is something that he inherited? So you're saying, just because, black people, for example, are naturally more faster, can run, whatever. We're going to just stick with running. Mm-hmm. Because black people can naturally run faster. Does that mean that they're protected?
I don't agree with that. I've said it, not me, so don't at me in the comments, por favor. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. You saying, do you think, for instance, us colored folk are usually faster when it comes to running? So does that make us the better athlete at the end of the day? Negative.
Okay, good. I'm glad you said that, because that would mean that we're not protected by, according to you, plot.
Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm still failing to understand how Ichigo is protected by plot.
Ichigo should have died too many times.
Oh my goodness, that's every anime protagonist.
Right.
Every single one of them.
Right.
There's, how many times Luffy should have died.
Right.
And Luffy is one of my favorite characters.
Right.
You know how many times Naruto should have died?
I don't know about that one. That one's always
when Kurama was ripped out of him.
Right. Whoa.
By Madara, or was it Obito? Jubito?
Where are you talking? That was damn near the end of the anime.
Okay. Take when Sasuke, if you want to go back to the beginning, take when Sasuke ripped a hole through his entire shoulder.
Healing properties, every Jinchuriki has it. Come on now. Don't do that.
Like I said, you know how many times Naruto should have died?
Healing factor, because he was what's it called? But and it kind of sucks that it did that way, but once that part was taken from him, his life was limited, was it not?
What you talking about in the later part of yeah?
Not necessarily Shippuden, the one after Shippuden. I don't really talk about it too much. I haven't watched it, but
same.
There has been, I have had the conversations that yes, Kurama was ripped out. By not necessarily ripped out. He kind of saved and Kurama saved him, but we're not gonna get into the details of it. Point is once he lost that power, there was no coming back from it necessarily. There was no revival or extraordinary healing factors or anything of that sort. And the same thing with Gaara. Gaara was one of those people as well. Gaara got beat the mess up.
Ironically, Gaara actually became stronger after the One Tails was taken away from him.
And that's because he understood, not even just understood, he learned how and where his power came from rather than just using it as a fuel of emotion. Because that's what it was in the beginning, especially in Naruto. Naruto, he was fueled by nothing but rage and jealousy. You know what I'm saying? So most of the power came out of that, and the One Tails took that and ran with it. You know, every time a Jinchuriki gets overly emotional and can't control their thoughts, basically the Jinchuriki takes over, because that's their their time to weaken the seal if there is a seal, right? And it's just even the same thing with Killer Bee. When Killer Bee was more attuned with his Jinchuriki, there was no other Jinchuriki, tailed beast, but there was no other Jinchuriki that was more cooperative than the Eight Tails. And with that, there was a lot of strength behind Killer Bee's technique, not necessarily just him using the tailed beast, like even the lariat, right? The lariat. I'm listening.
Wait, I could have swore Sun Wukong, the fire ape, I thought that he had a good relationship with his Jinchuriki.
We don't have that information though.
I could have swore, if memory serves me
we don't
correctly,
have that information,
because he was a
Jinchuriki
with that monk,
right? So there was so if we're gonna get into that, the One Tails was no, let's not even do that. So the Two Tails was the cat, burning cat, right? She had a handle of her Jinchuriki, not necessarily a relationship. The Three Tails was the turtle with the not Raikage, the Mizukage. Okay, Mizukage,
and later Rin.
But with the Mizukage, he used his own techniques in order to how do I put it? He used his own techniques in order to control that form, right? Then we move over to the 4. 4 is Son Goku, no?
No, I think he was 5.
So what was the 4? The 4 was that was 7. What was 4? Who was the 4 Tails?
The cat, the blue cat.
Blue cat was 2 Tails.
Are you sure? You know what? Hold on. I got my computer right here.
I'm weak. Well, while he's looking that up, let me know down below if you have watched any anime. Who was your favorite character, man, and why? Tell me why they were your favorite character. My favorite character overall has to be Vegeta, and it's because he's such a prideful mother lover, bro. Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z. From Dragon Ball Z all the way up to Dragon Ball Super, he's never really dropped his pride unless he was faced against something or someone that he just did not have an advantage over nor a chance to fight, right?
Okay.
Listening.
Okay, so you're right. The 4 Tails was Sun Wukong.
Thank
you.
Red. Aren't you tired of being wrong?
The 1, 2,
it's only
3.
been 3 days.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 Tails was, it looks like a deer type.
Right. I do remember that one. And then the 5 was the insect.
No, that was the 5. The 6.
No, 7 is the insect. 6 is the slug, yeah.
It's a slug,
right?
Yeah.
And then the 8 octopus, 9 the fox. So the only ones that really had a relationship with their counterparts was the 3 Tails. 3 Tails was not the 3 Tails. 3 Tails was the turtle. So the first one tail was sand. Two tails. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be going through this for a little bit, man. Two tails was the cat. Three tails was
the turtle.
The turtle didn't have a relationship. Four tails was Sun Wukong. They had a relationship, but that was through meditation and that whole thing. But he wasn't. He was chosen because of his synergy when it came to merging with the tailed beast. And then five tails was which one?
Five tails was like that deer looking
the deer. I think they did have a relationship, but it wasn't. We didn't get that information till the war. Six was a slug.
Yes,
Six was a slug. They didn't have a relationship, but he knew how to turn into it and turn back before he would lose control. Before he would lose control, he would be able to turn back if he did lose control, which is why he got kicked out of his village, or why he left his village. They didn't necessarily have a relationship, but they were there, right? Seven tails was the bug. They did Fu and them had a relationship. We didn't have too much information on that though. And then we get to the seven tails.
Yeah, with the bubbles, right?
Yeah. No. Bubbles was the slug.
Uh-oh.
Right. Seven tails was the wind one. And she had poison as well. Nonetheless, not many of them had relationships, but the people that did have relationships with their tailed beasts ended up a lot stronger. Gara was naturally a sand user, point blank, period, and that's why people were like, let's put the Jinchuriki in him. I don't even think it was that. I think it had to do with something else. It had to be because he was like the son of. But we're not.
He was the son of the Hokage.
I don't think that was the reason.
Mother. It was his mother that protected him all throughout that entire time. The reason why he was blessed by the sand.
But I don't remember what was the specific reason they put him. Because remember,
no, because they wanted to turn him into a weapon.
Right, they wanted to raise him as a right. I do remember now. Okay. But nonetheless, point is, a lot of them that had relationships with their counterparts, they did become stronger, and they weren't protected by plot because a lot of them died. You feel me? A lot of them died, got caught in the whole nine. Naruto was just one of those people that was protected. He was definitely protected by plot. I won't argue with that. But you can't say that he could have died because his healing factor with the tailed beast was a thing. The only reason that the others died after whatever attack or whatnot is because they got their tailed beast extracted, or the process of extracting their tailed beast would kill them.
Yeah, any Jinchuriki, once the tailed beast is removed from them, they are to die. Like there's no way of sugarcoating that.
Right.
No, just the process of extracting the tailed beast kills them.
Right. So
which is why Gara died.
Right.
But he got reanimated because of Granny Chia.
Right.
And her secret technique.
Mind you, not a lot of people could do that secret technique, which is pretty cool. I'm actually happy we're talking about anime at this point because it's my little safe space. You know what I'm saying? And you having the information that you do and knowing what you do, and along with the viewers that are in here going crazy in the comment section, I hope love it too.
Mm-hmm. You know what's crazy or ironic? Of all the people that was in the show Naruto, very few of them actually got stronger when something was taken away from them. Mm-hmm. One person I already talked about was Gara. Mm-hmm. But what another people that really don't know is that Kakashi also got stronger after the war, after the Sharingan was taken. Mm-hmm. And the reasoning is because the Sharingan, yes, as much as an OP, and it still pisses me off how insane or his growth rate from Shippuden to the war, that short span of time, he kind of just got a Zenkai, and this man was able to spam his Kamui like it was a machine gun. Mm-hmm. Mind you, this is coming from the same man that overused it too much when he was chasing Datara and was hospitalized for most of Shippuden.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had to substitute him with Captain Yamamoto.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you go from almost being hospitalized from overusing it and not even successfully using Kamui once.
Well, that was definitely the first time he used the actual like hidden power behind the Uchiha clan, point blank period. Because
my point is, you go from just discovering it, if you want to call it that, even though we both know that that isn't accurate, because he awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan the same time that Obito did when he witnessed Rin die. But because he lacked the chakra to fuel it, it knocked him unconscious.
Right.
And like I said, once the Sharingan was taken away from Kakashi, he actually got a lot stronger because the Sharingan wasn't constantly absorbing or taking his chakra. Because unlike the Uchihas, who could physically turn it off, Kakashi couldn't, which is why he kept it covered.
Yeah.
He kept it covered because he couldn't turn it off. So it was constantly taxing his chakra
especially
reserves.
with his eye open. So as long as he had it covered and closed, he was like a bottle with pressure in it. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, as soon as he opened his eye, that's when all the chakra starts flowing in. And he even got like a bloodier eyes than like usual, more strain and everything. And he great anime, man. Naruto, great anime. Naruto Shippuden. Well, you got to start with Naruto just to get the feel for the character development, and then when you move on to Naruto Shippuden, it's a whole nother story.
Hot take, but One Piece is still better.
Yeah, that's because you're a One Piece fan, and it's still ongoing. So we're not even gonna go through that, because the joke that it is over thousands of episodes, it's a thing, bro. It's thousands of episodes and still going, and the end goal is nowhere near even
no. Oda has confirmed that we're entering into the final stretch of One Piece. That's why with Egghead Island, immediately after Wano, there was no filler. According to Oda, he has released that there will no longer be any more filler. What we're seeing is the end goal of One Piece, of the One Piece.
I hear what you're saying. I gotta see it to believe it at that point. And I am not caught up, actually, but we're not gonna get into that. It's too much. We can do that in another episode. But for the most part, man, again, if you're into anime, you all know that I'm into anime. I always have like these posters or something anime going on in my background, or even on my shirt. Look at that. Anime is a big thing nowadays, and if you are uninformed, get yourself informed. And here on Check the Vibes, we're gonna try for the next couple of weeks. We're gonna try to give you some nice recommendations to get started. I am gonna refresh myself during the week, just so I can make sure to come to you with some good information. Even where and when to find it, and then we can go from there. Let us know down below how you feeling about anime nowadays. Is it still childish for you? Because that was a thing, man. A lot of people were calling animes cartoons and childish and whatnot. But yeah, let us know down below how you feel about anime. If you feel like the world kind of took it and ran with it nowadays, or is it still like a thing to you? Let me know.
I have a question.
Talk to me.
And we can end the stream after this, but has Sparking Zero been everything that you was waiting for?
Man, if you guys watched the past 2 episodes of Check the Vibes, you know I have been talking about this game since it released its official drop date. And I'm not going to say who, but I did have one of the viewers and a very good friend of mine get me the game the day it released. And not only have I been on it every day, but it has taken so much off my shoulders, bro. Talk about like weightlifting. Oh my goodness. Have you ever had something that you were anticipating to come out and it just never did? And when it finally did, it was just like, finally.
Yeah, that's like being hungry. That's like being hungry, and you know your mom cooked or whatnot, and you can smell that she cooked, but you still out working in the yard, and she like, oh, dinner's gonna be ready in another 5 minutes, and you just like,
that 5 minutes feel like that 5 minutes feel like an hour, like a solid 60 minutes.
But once you get that plate, though,
that smell alone, the aroma, that.
Once you get that plate, though,
that's something.
Listen, you are in heaven bliss. So I can take it that it has been good.
It hit me like a truck ever since I started playing with it. I will say it's a very technical game. It's one of those games that you have to like get the timing right, and it is spam friendly. But if you do it and you come across someone that's good at the game, you will get punished. But nonetheless, going through the story, I am going through the story on Twitch. Check me out. Check the vibes, no spaces on Twitch. I have been going through the story. The first couple of fights were meaty. For me, and then they had this new thing that I'm very happy, very, very happy that they did. But they have like an alternate version of the story. Mind you, in order to get to those alternate, you have to not only make decisions, but you actually have to hit some conditions, some goals type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So for instance, prime example is the first fight with Raditz, right? First two fights with Raditz. First time Goku lost, second time Goku lost and had help with his friends, right? But in the game, if you win the second time, Goku doesn't die. I can't tell you anymore. You gotta go over to the Twitch, check it out. But yes, Sparkling Zero, Dragon Ball Z, Sparkling Zero has been.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up because if you can't answer this without spoiling anything, or just this alone, you said the second time he fights, he doesn't die if he beats.
Correct.
Does that mean that he doesn't learn? He doesn't ever go to.
I'm glad you asked because last time I found out he does. How? You got to find out yourself. I'm not gonna lie to you. You got to come to the Twitter.
So he still does go to King Kai's planet and learns.
But how is the real question? Because he does end up dying.
Is it the heart virus?
I'm not telling you not a damn thing. Neither am I telling any of the viewers on YouTube. You got to come over to the Twitch.
No, because if we want to follow the same story or the continuity of the story, okay, can I at least ask this?
Talk to me.
Does he still die before Vegeta and Nappa arrive?
I can't answer that question.
Yeah, because now you got me thinking he may die after, and he learns Kaioken for Frieza.
I can't answer that question.
Huh.
If you know in the comments, don't say nothing, bro. Just say you know and call it a day. But
you know what's crazy is I have everything open, but I don't see any comments.
Comments below, meaning after it's done, my guy. Anyway. Thank you for another great Monday night, man. We're gonna be doing things a little different. I will have the boys on next week. So if you have their Instagrams, hit them up and tell them that I missed them, man. I missed them a lot. They kind of stood me up today. I was a little sad about it. Not gonna lie. So if you're watching this and you watch it to the end, I am sad that you guys didn't show up. Anyway, that's been a perfect Monday. Perfect Monday vibe on Check the Vibes, man. If you're here with us every Monday, you know that I like to let you know, man. Go check on that microwave. You still ain't wipe it down. And the washing machine, you need to go check on that too. It doesn't just clean itself. You need to go wash it yourself. Go wipe it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And your mom, if you haven't hit your mom up in a while, go holler at her. Make sure she good. You know what I'm saying? Check on your peoples. And for next week, make sure you come check on us because it's your boys that check the vibes. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that Lead Dog and Too Cool for School is here, because if they not, there might be some fighting words sent in some group chats. I might show you, I might show you, I might not show you. But that's been that's been a great episode on a Monday night, every Monday night around 8:30. Check the vibes on YouTube. And if you want to come check me out, talk to me a little bit personal, come support me, come over to Twitch, check the vibes, no spaces, and talk to me, man. Let me know what's on your mind. Let me know what you would like me to do. I do have a couple of challenges. Like one, I did do Fortnite. I'm on Fortnite Fridays every Friday. But I did have a friend who I played with, and I said for every kill he had over me, I would do a push-up. Best believe I was doing 8 push-ups, and that was it. But he's a sweat. I can't do nothing about that. I didn't know until I knew. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know until I knew. But that's been another episode. Check the vibes. Check us out next Monday, and check me out on Twitch every Friday and Saturday. Check the vibes. No spaces.
Yo.
Have a good night, y'all.